Welcome to the first Fixit Fingers Quick Fix video. Don't know if I'll make a series of these or this has just been another one-off, but I got a little problem here today which is interesting, not terribly difficult, good tip that I thought I would share with you all. Did you know on your Kreg jig that this bit actually comes off and you can use it in repair situations such as this problem? I've got these mitered corners on a picture frame which were stapled together but not glued. This actually just fell off the wall because it was hung up with command strips that weren't strong enough. My fault, but now I get to fix it. And I'm going to do it with a more solid attachment. This isn't the prettiest way of joining a frame, but I don't really care. It's going to be in a communal area of the building and no one's going to see the back of it. So we're going to use pocket screws to do this mitre. This little spacer block comes with your Kreg jig and it slides into the back like that. Now conveniently that spacer block is for 3/4 inch or 19mm and this frame is 19mm. So it's going to allow me to position it up to the edge, drill my pocket holes and pull that joint back together with some glue this time. I may even do the other corners while I'm at it because they're going to be as weak as this one. Let's see how it works. Right, let's get rid of these staples first, don't want them anymore. First step, like you would with any pocket jig application, you line up that edge of the spacer to the edge of the joint. That'll make sure the pocket holes are drilled at the correct depth. Now, these are tricky because you've got the shallow end here, which is taking away, and I can't just put that in the middle of the board. So you're going to have to eyeball where you want the holes to go, keeping in mind that that should be below the level of the top of the lip. So now look at it from under here. That's about where I want it. And I can just get 2 holes. So after my experiments, let's try and do this one a little bit neater. I've actually taken the block off and made the holes smaller. And that is going to allow me to better position my 2 there, just making sure they are slightly off center to each other. There we go, so we've just missed the edge, which is nice. Wipe off that glue, 2 nice pinching screws there. And when we flip it over, lovely clean joint on the front. So that's my tip for doing a narrow frame mitered repair using your Kreg pocket hole jig. Nice and easy, doesn't take very long, and you'll have this quickly back up on the wall. Right, so there are probably 3 ways you can do this, and I've discovered that only one of them works. Here was my first attempt, and while this is a really nice strong joint, you can see that to position the holes, I had to nick out some of this edge. Now that is down the bottom, no one's going to notice it, but I don't think that's ideal, so we tried it a second way. By moving the holes over, you can see that the first one went in really nicely, but then the second hole has come out here through the rebate, and that's not going to work because then the glass is going to be impeded by the screw. So we had to come up with a third solution. We have put 1 hole on each side of the joint. This one here and this one here, you can see, are away from the edge, so they will be hidden from the outside view. They have made for a lovely clean face joint. So that's the way I think I'm going to recommend to do them on a narrow frame like this, unless you have the micro version of that pocket hole guide. You might be able to get away with 2 next to each other. But you really want these at 90 degrees to the joint, so that's the compromise that I've come up with, and it works. And I'm glad I've saved you the trouble from stuffing your frame by doing things like this. I'm making this up as I go along, so